It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Here we go. Welcome to Wednesday. It is the KVJ show. Good to see everybody here today.
Good morning.
Good morning. Got a big old World Record Wednesday going on today. It's going to be kind of fun to get into.
Fancy.
Yeah, Jbird is going to be doing a physical feat today, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
How physical? Is it inside? Is it outside?
It's going to be outside, yeah. You're going to be able to track it and watch it on Facebook Live about 8:30 this morning. So
I like it.
It's actually pretty physical.
Yeah?
Yes, I don't expect victory. No victory, more injury.
Let's just focus on the journey, not the destination.
That's it, yeah. We're going to track his progress, see how well he does with it. So you can lock that in on the show. I believe we're also going to be getting back to Plead the Fifth, some uncomfortable questions for show members.
Oh.
Yeah, so I get to lead that off, unfortunately. So that's going to be happening. Plus, we got flooded with Am I the Jerk emails today. So about 7:45, if you send in one of those, we'll get to all of that coming up on your Wednesday KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, for the second time this week, Tanya Roberts has died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think she's really passed away now. Kind of a crazy story. Like, her man was with her, and he reported she had died because he thought she died, but she was just taking a nap. And then I guess she died after he was told that she was alive.
Oh, what a roller coaster of emotions that is.
My gosh.
Jeez.
It sounds like she died after being hospitalized for complications from a UTI.
Oh.
The disease spread into her kidneys, her liver, her gallbladder. It then got into her bloodstream.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Because she already was struggling with the Hep C, I guess it took her out.
I thought that was a cure for Hep C.
I thought so too.
I remember Denny's used to read the commercials for that.
I thought there was a vaccination or something kind of, where you took the medicine and it wasn't there anymore.
I thought so. I'll Google. I'll see what the information
Maybe
is.
nobody told Tanya Roberts.
I mean, you feel like somebody should have told her. Did she not know?
Yeah.
We said hepatitis. Here comes Denny's.
Well, I believe it's a common misconception amongst baby boomers that there is actually a vaccine for Hep C. I did that endorsement with them for about 3 months.
But if you have Hep, can you get rid of it?
No, I think it's to prevent it. So I think they have ways of living with Hep.
Okay.
But I mean,
But
I
you
don't
always
think
have the Hep?
I believe so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Learning.
That's what took her out, that UTI that I guess she didn't take care of quick enough. So there you go. I mean, if you have something that's lingering and bothering, go get it taken care of. Don't let it get to the point where it spreads into your bloodstream and then takes you out.
Jeez.
Yeesh, that's scary.
Okay.
In other news, happier stuff, looks like the ratings are in for ABC and CNN for their New Year's Eve celebrations. Now, ABC has Ryan Seacrest, who is carrying the torch of Dick Clark. And on CNN, they've got Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. On ABC, they were up 5% from last year. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
On CNN, they were up 95% from last year.
95%.
That is huge.
Was everybody watching, or was just last year no one watching?
Well, I mean, they weren't that mainstream last year. They had 1.7 million watching it last year, but this year they went to 3.3 million. So
Yeah, honestly, I guess this shouldn't be a surprising story because people had nowhere to go. And even in Florida, we got more places to go, and not a lot of people still went out.
you're right.
So when everybody's in lockdown, what are you going to do other than stay home and watch TV?
You're right.
It's still not that many people, though. 3 million? I would think it'd be way more than that.
Yeah, 3.3. While Ryan Seacrest's little party he was doing drew 18.4. I mean, he's on ABC.
Okay.
They're on CNN.
That's a decent number.
if you want the silly and the funny, I think the Anderson and Andy had it. But if you want the star-studded, wow, shiny and polished, and J-Lo's there.
You want J-Lo with her sliding crotch shots.
Yes. Then you went to ABC.
Gotcha.
And finally here, Courtney Love is talking about her greatest shames in her life. I'm fascinated by this. She said her greatest shames are her album from 2004, America's Sweetheart, dating Steve Coogan, and using crack. So...
It would stink if doing crack was worse or better than dating Steve Coogan.
I mean, how bad was Steve Coogan if you put him on the same list as crack cocaine?
Wow.
Who's Coogan? Who is this guy?
I don't know. I'm going to look up
Yeah,
this
I don't even
Coogan guy. Did Coogan bring the crack? Because that may have been the situation. It may have been that he turned her on to crack. I don't know. We'll look into it. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after the show podcast. Watch or listen on kvjshow.com.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jbird?
Before I get into what I want to talk about, quick retraction statement. There is a cure for hepatitis C.
Okay.
Doctor's been calling, chat room's been yelling. We're wrong.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't take long.
it did not take long.
Wow.
What
Right
I
out
do
of the
want
gates.
I want to talk to you guys about the snack community. We've got a new cereal on the market. If you're watching KVJ TV, you can see what I'm talking about. Oatmeal cream pie cereal. You guys know I love regular oatmeal cream pies from Little Debbie.
Yes.
This is now the cereal version that just came out in the market. It's delicious.
It's good?
I love it. Only thing is, it doesn't taste really like oatmeal cream pies. It tastes great.
Yeah.
It's almost got like a cinnamon toast crunch, donutty type feel to it.
Okay.
And I've noticed that a lot with a lot of cereals. They'll say, oh, this is a snack we're turning into a cereal. And it doesn't really taste like the actual snack.
Right.
But it still tastes good, baby. You can get this everywhere, and I believe you can get this for under $4 right now.
Ooh.
This is the family size oatmeal cream pie cereal. Highly recommended.
It's quite a deal. Okay.
Nice.
That's all I got.
There we go. Fantastic information. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, today is the first day of king cake season. So last night I made king cake and I brought some in for everybody. I don't know if you want, Kevin.
How's everybody's diet resolutions going? He's got...
Not good.
I made this king cake.
Oh, you made?
Which
Wow.
I've never done before. I actually made it. And in the middle, that's a cream cheese filling.
You're not trying to poison me and Kevin and putting that plastic baby in it, are you?
No, there's no plastic baby in this one.
Oh, so good, Virginia.
It's delicious.
You like it?
I love it.
Oh, happy king cake season. It's probably the first of many.
The one ingredient that really pops me in the face is the cream cheese.
Yeah, it's
in there.
good. I like a cream cheese filling. I'm just a fat girl at heart.
King cake is amazing because it's a soft, spongy, delicious, sweet, light cake, and then the icing that you got with it and the cream cheese is amazing. If somebody wanted to get a king cake, can you get them, order them? How would you do that?
Yeah, you can go online and get them. They're shipping from New Orleans. They start today. Today's the official day. So if you ate king cake before midnight last night, it's bad luck. So nobody's allowed to eat king cake before midnight. So now going forward, you can go online. My favorite king cake out of New Orleans is from a place called Randazzo's.
If I ate chocolate cake last night, I'm cool, right? No bad
Yes,
luck.
you're fine. No bad luck.
No problems with that.
This is one of those dangerous foods. I put this in a top 10. You could eat so much of it, it goes down so quick, and you get fat so quick. This would ruin somebody if they got addicted.
That's why I gave you a little piece. It's just breakfast size.
Ooh, can get to you.
Yes.
What I got on my mind, I'm trying to kind of sort out some of the events that are going on this year, and things are a little bit different. We got a lot of stuff that got canceled last year. The pandemic hit us in March. That meant, no Sunfest and a lot of those things that you like to do. And I've looked at the calendar for 2021, and right now, pretty much every event is coming back in some kind of capacity. The only ones that I really have seen have not is like the Lake Worth Street Painting Festival. I think the Florida Renaissance Festival, that has also been canceled. Maybe Barrett Jackson, the car show. But other than that, it looks like there's going to be some kind of show that's going to be happening, like even Sunfest. They've got a plan. They're going to be coming back, and they're going to be using all of Clematis Street. And so kind of excited to see what the live events are going to look like in 2021. The one thing that I'm just trying to wrap my brain around, though, is what's going on with the South Florida Fair.
It's a mini fair. They just had a commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, though. I know people that were supposed to be at the fair as like vendors, and the fair called them and canceled on them, and they're heartbroken. So they're downsizing the amount of stuff they have.
Right, for the normal time slot of the fair. So the 15th through the 31st, when you would normally see the South Florida Fair, it's going to be a scaled back mini fair that is going on. So, it's going to be basically just some kiddie rides and livestock shows, and they'll have some spaced out little pop-up minstrel events and things like that you can see. So that's what you're going to see at the mini fair.
Even some of those kiddie rides, quote unquote, they're dangerous. As far as for a man like me, that's the one Mags got me on.
You don't spin well.
I don't spin well at all.
I thought he was going to vomit.
I did vomit. I actually vomited that day.
So you can still go and vomit on your kids this month, but then there's going to be the regular South Florida Fair starting on May 7th.
Oh.
So you got double fair year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they're both affiliated with each other?
They're the same people, same thing. In fact, when you go in May, it's going to be a normal, full-scale 2-week fair. They're going to have everything that you know and love, from the big rides, the games, the fun houses, the parades. They will be back, and they won't be at the mini fair.
That one ride I don't see too often anymore. That used to be always at the fair. Remember that big pirate ship that'd go?
Oh,
back
they got that.
Is it still there?
Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because remember we had that story about how it brings some ladies to the Big O.
That was a while ago, though. I'll go on it with you, Mama.
I ride it every year. Wink, wink.
Can't get her off of it. But the interesting thing about it, I was looking at the prices, and it looks like they're not dropping the prices for the mini fair. It's going to cost as much as it always costs you to go to the mini fair.
Mini fair, regular price.
Yeah, so I was just kind of wondering, how that will be. Will we have, I'm sure people who love fairs, that some people will be attacking both. But
Sure.
I was kind of like, are you going to go to the mini fair for the regular price, or are you going to hold off and wait till May? And so I don't know. This is just, I'm fascinated by all this stuff in the live events, because I think they're just really trying to figure it out and figure out what works. And then it changes from week to week.
Has any state done any kind of fairs out there? I mean, and if they are, how are they doing it?
Not that I know of.
I haven't seen it. I think that would be a national news story.
Yeah, I don't know if I haven't seen anything with fairs. And I think this is really the big question as we go into 2021. And, it's this whole balancing act of looking at the numbers, looking at the vaccinations, and then trying to figure out I think every live event is going to be rolling the dice in 2021. And it's fascinating that right now it seems like almost every live event is planning on rolling the dice as of right now. But, yesterday we had the 4th highest case number that we've ever had in Florida. So, those numbers and and the reason why I say that is because it makes a headline.
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff that, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't have the event. We just had 15,000 cases yesterday. So,
and they got that new COVID that's like 56% more catchier.
yes, but apparently not as deadly.
Right.
Yes. So look on the positive side of life. Yes, it is.
She wants to bring it to scary and depressing, but
So I guess that's just what we'll have to see. So you can start mapping out your year that you're going to get a bonus South Florida Fair. And what's kind of confusing is when you normally have it, you're going to have half of it. And then when you never have it, you're going to have the full fair. You following me?
I do.
Okay. All right. There you go. I think Denny's has got something on his mind today as well that I'd like to bring up, because I think this could help a lot of people. It's when do you take down your Christmas lights?
My man wants to keep them up because they look all peaceful.
Some people have said they were trying to get a little groundswell going of keep your lights up for the healthcare workers. Light the world. But technically, traditionally, 12th night, like last night into today, is when you take them down.
Well, we were told that it is an underwritten rule where if you keep up your lights past that date you're talking about, you are now kind of quietly considered the jerk in the neighborhood. And it's such a faux pas. You should never do this. People are going to be annoyed with you.
I mean, I don't know if that's the case. I can't tell. I can't speak on that. But I do know that people were trying to get something going to leave them up longer for joy and happiness.
Yeah, I was just curious because it's the first year I've decorated my house. And they look awesome. Some of the other neighbors have them, but I see a lot of neighbors are starting to take them down. And
Yeah.
I do kind of feel it is a little frowned upon to leave them up if you're the only person that has Christmas lights up all year.
Yeah, we never take ours down. We leave them up because it's just too much work and I'd fall off a ladder. But we only turn them on at a certain time. And I told my wife I would be cool with turning them on year round. In fact, I want to wrap all the trees, the palms that we have out
it looks so
front, and those
great.
white lights. And when communities do that, I love that. I'm like, why do we not have that? The white lights.
It looks pretty.
To me,
It
look
does.
amazing. Why wouldn't we leave that on year round? If it makes something more pretty, then why not continue to do it?
But if we had the multiple lights up like Sweet Denny's does, I mean, are people...
The colored lights.
Yeah, the colored lights.
Yeah.
Are people that annoyed with it? Would you care if your neighbors had that around?
It wouldn't
bother me at all.
It wouldn't bother me. I know some people are, well, we want a uniform look to all the houses. And I think you can get away with the white lights. And I think it's harder to get away with the colored lights. And if you have like a Santa Claus and things like that, people would be going, people would be like, come on, take that stuff down.
Do you have a HOA?
I do, but there's no rules against the Christmas lights.
Oh, okay.
It didn't seem to be one of the things. The only thing they care about is if you make adjustments to the outside of your house. It's
Interesting.
weird. Yeah.
So the Christmas lights, you're cool, but if you want to keep Santa and Rudolph out in your front lawn, that is a no-no.
I think so. I think you could maybe justify the lights. You can't justify the 8 tiny reindeer.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to look bad in front of my neighbors. Yeah, that's my first year there.
I'd
I
leave it
would
up.
do what they do. You know, if everybody else on your block takes them down, then you may want to take them down because you don't want to be that guy.
We saw some of the people taking them down. That's when the question came up, you know?
Yeah.
Does anybody else still have them up?
The person that said you should not keep them up, they're like, you guys, I'm telling you, people will think you're jerks if you keep them up. It's an unwritten rule. I'm like, I've never heard of that.
Well, there is, and it depends on maybe the culture too, because people were texting in. As a Hispanic, today is the end of the holidays. It always ends with Three Kings Day. So the lights would go down this weekend. It's Los Tres Reyes Magos.
It's when supposedly the 3 kings got to baby Jesus. They didn't make it on Christmas Eve. Supposedly they got there last night at midnight. And that's when supposedly the season is over. That's why today begins King Cake season. That's why today begins the whole carnival season excitement, because the birth of baby Jesus party is over.
So there you go.
Oh, good to know.
That's the way it goes. Are you Hispanic?
I am not, but
Then you're good.
I think it's steeped in religion as well. It's not just ethnic.
For sure.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the rules on that. Any comments, you can always get through to us, 877-979-WRMF. Somebody texted in and said, for the South Florida Fair, if you bought a January ticket for the mini fair before they changed the plan, then you can use that ticket, the January ticket, and they'll give you a free ticket to the May Fair, which I kind of like that. That's very cool.
Okay.
So if you thought, oh, well, this is all I'm going to get, you bought your ticket, said, I'm going to go in January, and they're going, they just added a May Fair. What the heck's going on here? Then you're going to be good. You can use that ticket twice, I guess, is apparently what somebody is saying. It's unconfirmed, but that's pretty cool if that's how they do it. So they're saying, at least in the New York papers, that it is over with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Oh, geez. What are we going to do, huh? Oh, and I thought 2021 was going to be so much better, Virginia. I don't know if I can handle this.
They're in counseling
Yes.
and they're trying to make it work, Kevin, but
Okay. All right. Well, I think everybody, even if you don't care about the Kardashians, and a lot of people don't, they know that Kim and Kanye are married. They just kind of gone together. They're one of the more high-profile celebrity couples. Would you not say?
definitely.
Top 3?
definitely top 3.
Okay, well, I've got kind of a challenge here for you, Virginia, because you do the dirt of the day. I am going to name a celebrity. You got to tell me their celebrity spouse.
Okay.
I mean, you're the dirt girl. I mean,
I
you
should nail
should
this.
get all of these.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how Virginia can do here. We're going to be keeping score, Virginia. This is kind of like an exam for
Okay.
you. Okay, Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. Is she with Ryan Reynolds?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, not
all
with
right,
confidence,
all right.
though.
No. Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes. Hugh Jackman? I don't know that one.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
They've been together for a
Gosling.
while.
I'm not good at that.
Okay, 1 for 2. Freddie Prinze Jr.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay, all right, she's back.
She's back.
Emily Blunt is married to which celebrity?
That's my girl.
Emily Blunt. Mr. Blunt?
John Krasinski.
Oh, from The Office. Yeah, I don't care about him. I'm sorry.
He's the Mr. Good news guy during the pandemic.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
He's getting into directing. He's pretty big.
Yeah, he's also on that really good special that is on Amazon, that series that they've done, Jack Ryan. It's a
Haven't
really good
seen
show.
it.
Yeah, very popular.
Okay. Not a John Krasinski fan.
Or Emily Blunt.
No.
Kira Sedgwick.
Kira Sedgwick, is she with Kevin Bacon?
Okay.
Got it.
You still got a positive score, 3 right, 2 wrong.
Okay.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Matthew Broderick.
Okay, very nice. How about Annette Bening?
Annette Bening.
Celebrity she's married to is?
What's his name? Good looking Silver Fox. Is she still with him?
I know.
Bird?
Is it? I don't know.
You just said I know.
I thought I did. It's Warren Beatty. Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty. My name it blanked.
Are they still together?
Yes.
Oh.
All right, and final one here, Virginia. You got to get this right to stay with a positive score. If not, you'll wind up tied.
Uh-oh.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. Her celebrity spouse is?
It's obviously not Jake.
No, it's not.
That'd be very odd.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, it would
At
be.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Maggie is. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that one.
Peter Sarsgaard.
Sarsgaard.
Oh, she's with the Sarsgaard.
All
Ugh.
right, you finish with 50%. That is an F.
Not so
That
good.
is an F. You have failed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Go study.
Hey, that's right. Got to brush up on that dirt. One of the new annoyances, if you ever get caught up in a text thread, like a large group text, and this will happen from time to time. And sometimes I get put into large group texts, and I don't know why I'm in it in the first place. And then second of all, man, they go and go and go. And I had this over break where I was in this very large text thread that I didn't know why I was in the first place. And they're going around about a subject that I'm not interested in, don't know anything about, I'm not involved in. And I'm trying to, do my Spanish on my little Duolingo app. And every time there's another response in this text thread, had about 10 to 15 people in it. My phone's on vibrate always. So the phone vibrates and then the messages, the texts slide down in and covering up everything I'm trying to do. And I'm like, I can't get in. It rendered my phone almost useless. I couldn't do anything with it. I just had to finally put my phone down and be like, I guess when they're done, they're done. Because I don't understand how this works. How do you get out of a text thread? Can you opt out of it? And will people notice? Because I didn't want to get anybody upset because I knew the people that were in it. I just didn't know why I was in it. And I didn't want to like send this big kind of like, virtual middle finger to say, F you, get me out of this thread. I don't care what you guys are saying. So how do you handle this?
I think you can like mute it, put it like, it gives you like a sleepy time moon, and you can like mute the alerts to where it doesn't keep blowing you up. But can you delete it altogether? I think if you delete it and they keep messaging, you'll still be on it.
That was kind of it, because I was looking around when it was happening. I was trying to say, okay, there's got to be a way out of this. I got to make this stop somehow. And I didn't know what to do. Now, I'm not the kind of person, I'm not going to send any kind of like angry message. I know some people would be like, would you guys stop it? I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I just want to remove myself from that text group. But I didn't want to have to do anything where they would know. It's kind of like if you're on social media and you want to get out of a thread or you want to unfollow somebody. And it's all those things where you don't want people to know how you're reacting to what they've sent.
One of the best things, I mean, I can't speak on the texting, but if you are struggling with a Facebook or something, you don't want to see someone's feed, they have that sleep. You hit the sleep, like Virginia's talking about. You don't. I think it's called snooze. You won't see anything from them for 30 days. Mm-hmm. If you're dating someone, you guys break up, you don't want to see anything. Hit that snooze thing. You won't see anything.
I was thinking what would be valuable for us today to put together and something we can post up on our website at kvjshow.com if I get some good, valid information is how do you stealthily get away from interactions on text and social media that you don't want? If you're caught up in a thread or there's somebody who you don't want to see their posts anymore, but you don't want them to know that you're doing this, because you want to make sure you do it right. And I don't know that a lot of us, I'm not faced with it often. It doesn't happen, to me that much, but it happens enough where I'm like, okay, I really would like to know how to get out of these group text threads that I don't belong in, and they get so chatty. I am guessing they probably had 65. I was going through this. I'm like, 65 texts probably went off in about a 10-minute time span.
Your head probably wanted to spin around and explode.
It was maddening. Like I said, I couldn't use my phone for what I wanted to use it for. I just had to put the phone down and be like, all right, I'll try to get to it later.
Yeah, if you go into the text thread and then you click on info at the top, it shows you all the people that are in the thread. But then at the bottom, there's a little click you can do for hide alerts.
Okay.
And that will hide the alert. It won't vibrate, but it'll still be there. Because I've done this where I've hid alerts and then I go look at my phone and it's still there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to figure out how to do that, and we'll get that all kind of figured out today, and I'll post that up once we know how to do that at kvjshow.com.
I'm on a text thread with one of Magnolia's middle school teachers who still is texting all the parents that she had back when Magnolia was in middle school here. I'm still on that text thread. I can't figure out how to get off of that.
Okay, see, that's just it. I think we're all probably involved with some kind of text thread, group text thread that we don't want to be in.
This is when she was in 7th grade.
Right.
She's in 10th grade.
Yes.
I've been dealing with this for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's just kind of it. Opting out of technology. And that's kind of what this email's about that somebody sent us, mail at kvjshow.com. It says, I'm in my mid-20s and I've lived on my own for 7 years. But my mom still insists that I keep tracking software on my phone. Sound familiar, Virginia?
I love tracking software. Life 360 is amazing, parents.
Is Magnolia going to have that on her phone in her mid-20s?
I hope so.
Okay, well, you might want to listen to this email then, Virginia, because this might be Magnolia in a couple years writing into our show about how to get away from you. It says, it's so annoying, this tracking software, as she will call me to tell me on weekends that I'm out too late and I need to get home. She'll also call me when I'm driving and say that I'm going too fast.
Yeah, Life 360 tells you exactly how fast your kid is going in the car.
My mom says that it is her job to make sure that I am driving safe and that I don't disappear on planet Earth. I told her that if she didn't stop tracking me, that I would delete the app. Well, when I said that, she flipped out and asked why I would basically cut her off from my life. The conversation did not end well, and we both hung up, totally not seeing the other person's side. She believes that until I have a husband, that it is still her job to make sure that I am safe. Would you take this, or would you continue to fight with your strong-willed mother? Signed, Magnolia. No.
I think the mom is definitely overstepping when she's calling her 20-something-year-old daughter and telling her she's out too late. I mean, that's a little ridiculous.
I agree, but the mom is making no apologies, and she's like, I'm going to continue doing it. Would you keep fighting with your mom? Or would you give up?
I probably, at some point, if I was the kid, I probably would have to stop with the app. I mean, but the kids know how to do it, too. Like, if they want to do bad stuff, they leave their phone at home.
Oh, okay. So, but a lot of these kids, they can't leave without their phone. I mean, imagine being detached from that beautiful device that keeps you connected. How are you going to post up photos when you look cute on the gram?
Magnolia tells me that some of her friends do this. If they know they're going to be out in areas where they shouldn't be, at times they shouldn't be, they just leave their phone on their bed at home.
Okay. All right. Well, this is what we need to know. How do you escape technology? That's what we're all trying to do.
Good luck, Ralston.
Okay.
Elon Musk got you.
Any suggestions you can add to it? 877-979-WRMF. 877-979-9763. You can hit us up here at the KVJ Show. Going to receive an email from a girl in her mid-20s, and her mom keeps tracking her on her phone and will even call her when she's out too late on the weekends. And she is like, Mom, stop. And they got into a big fight about it. She's like, I'm going to delete it. She's like, why would you cut me out of your life?
This mom is definitely overstepping.
Yeah, she without a doubt is. And the daughter's trying to figure out how to manage this without completely blowing up the relationship with her mom. But she is definitely frustrated. Some really good suggestions. Somebody said, just get a new device. Get yourself a new phone. And then the mom phone stays at home. And mom can track and be like, wow, she's always home. Good for her.
Wow, you went from being a party girl to a homebody quick.
Right. That's a pretty good suggestion. Somebody texted and said, my kid has 3 phones, the one that we gave her and 2 more older ones that still had capabilities of picture taking, and then was using all these phones and we didn't know which one she was ever on.
Wow.
That might be the new shell game the kids start doing with parents.
And just FYI, your kid's a drug dealer.
Right. Yeah, somebody said, I've got the opposite problem. My 16-year-old is constantly checking where I am. If I've left work or go to see a friend and decide not to take him, etc., it's maddening because he calls me out on everything.
It does go both ways. They can see you and everything you do, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in order to make sure that I can check his location as a new driver, I don't have a choice. So via phone locations.
There's even like an upgraded version you can buy of Life 360.
Oh, really?
Where
Okay.
you pay a little bit every month, and it just tells you all kind of stuff, like how long they were at each place, and how many steps they took. Like, it gets pretty detailed.
So what will Life 360 do now when kids who are capable of buying another burner phone are going to start using that and leaving the mom phone at home? Are they going to have a way to track that?
No, the moms are going to have to figure it out, because if you leave the phone at home, it has the tracking app, that's it. They'll never know where you are.
That's how they win, right? That's how kids win.
And Magnolia's friends, sorry guys, don't mean to out you, but some of them already do that. They leave the phone on the bed at home.
Really?
And then they go run the streets.
So that's the hack. That's how kids get around it.
Yep.
Interesting stuff. Okay, well, there you go. All the secrets for the kids here on the KVJ Show. Couple celebrity birthdays that we got here for you today. Not many. In fact, today's very light on the birthdays. Does nobody have a birthday ever on whatever is today?
Really?
January 6th?
No 6 birthdays?
No, not really. Not too much. I mean, nobody that you really care too much about. Talking about old SNL people, Kate McKinnon turning 37. You know who that one is, Jbird?
I do.
I like her. She's funny.
She's probably their top right now.
You would say so?
Yeah, probably.
You remember New York, Tiffany Pollard?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's turning 39. And Cristela Alonzo is 42. Remember she was on the ABC sitcom Cristela? She was in here once. She was very nice. Do you remember her?
I can't remember, Kevin.
Okay, well, there you go. She's having a birthday.
I wouldn't remember
I guess
if
she's not getting a card from Virginia.
I'm sorry.
Jeez, that's all right.
Too many beers.
All right, if you want your own birthday, a little shout out on the KVJ Show, you can let us know. Just send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com. Jbird had a very interesting Tuesday. Saw a dead body yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be disrespectful telling the story.
Well, too late.
Well,
I mean,
I made a. Well, you think it's too late?
well, I mean, you're not saying who it was.
No, nothing like that. I was looking for some props for World Record Wednesday.
Okay.
And the place that I went to didn't have what I needed, so I made a wrong turn. I thought, because I haven't been living in Palm Beach Gardens for a long time, so I'm a little confused, and I wasn't paying attention. I end up going on I-95 northbound. So I'm thinking, you know what, not a big deal. I'll go to the Walmart up in Jupiter, get my props there, easy fix. And as soon as I got on I-95, I was met with the worst traffic jam I have ever been in my life. It was bad. It was backed. Anyone that was in that traffic jam will know what I'm talking about. I even did a Facebook Live video to let people know not to go that way.
Well, if there's a fatality, a lot of times they shut 95 down.
I didn't realize what was going on, and all these people started sending me messages on Facebook telling me that there was a fatality there. I'm like, oh no, that's awful. And I figured by the time I got up to the area, it would be taken care of, and it was not. And I ended up looking, and just by the luck of it, or the bad luck of it, some wind kind of blew up the thing that was over the
tarp.
Yes, and I saw the whole thing. And I was like, oh my goodness, and I felt so bad.
Oh,
That's where life does get real. I know, some people were like, they like to try to shelter their children, or for me, I try to shelter myself from life.
children and weak men.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And I got to tell you, being in traffic is one of those places where you just really can't. You will hear language, see actions, see horrific things that you just can't control. I guess it's just part of that agreement whenever you turn onto a highway.
To be quite honest with you, I thought everything was they were just cleaning everything up. That's why I was looking over there, because I was trying to see, what was going on. And I guess they had. And I, sending thoughts and peaceful thoughts to the family.
Yeah,
I feel terrible about
It is jarring. It's always jarring. We had that story about the country star that was jogging and he had found a suicide victim that was out.
Yes.
It tends to stay with you for a couple days. I'm not gonna lie.
Is this the first dead body that you've ever seen?
It's not
out of the world.
It's not the first dead body that I've ever seen. But I wasn't expecting it, because to be honest with all the reports getting back and how long I was in the traffic jam, I thought there was no way that it was still going on. I thought that'd be the first thing that they take care of. I don't know how any of that stuff works, but unfortunately, it was not.
Yeah, I remember one time the Queen and I, we were at Lake Worth, I think it was, and there was just a body in the field. You don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we called 911 on that. And we came back later, and the body was covered with a sheet. And
you actually saw it.
Yeah, we saw it. We didn't know what it was all about, but it definitely does stick with you. It's just jarring, because the one thing too, sometimes you don't know if somebody's just sleeping, because I actually had this was during break. I saw somebody and they're just laying on the ground, and I'm like, should I do something about it? And I got closer and I looked up and they kind of moved a little bit, and I realized, oh, they're just homeless. And I almost called 911 because I didn't know if they're alive or dead. It's kind of like that story about, remember Virginia with the guy on the bench that didn't move?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you know? What do you do? When do you actually call 911, and how do you handle it?
I was putting on the reports on the radio, and everybody was talking about it, and they started reporting about, again, the fatality. I'm thinking, all right, there's no way it's going to still... So that's not the first thing they do at an accident is take care of that?
I don't know. I've never been a first responder. I mean, I know they have to do a super thorough investigation.
And I think that's what it
why they
was.
shut down 95 sometimes, because they have to just cross all their T's and dot their I's. And
one lane was open.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. I really do send peace to the family.
I think sometimes what I've seen is they put almost kind of like a collapsible barrier up now that is almost... like 4 walls. They can put it up super fast, and then that way it gives respect. And
they should.
It doesn't also, because that is tough. And how many of us have little kids in the car and you're driving by, and it's jarring for us as adults.
I'm over here like, ugh.
Yeah, and it's just kind of It's kind of tough. But yeah, some people in the chat room saying, yeah, they got to investigate the scene first. A lot of people saw that, so I guess the body was out for a while yesterday. And that actually,
Jeez.
yeah, there's a couple other people that said that
You
they
know
saw
what?
it.
This is just a reminder, something I used to always say, but I've kind of forgotten about. Don't look. Don't look at the accident.
I wasn't
because
going to.
sometimes you see more than you can handle. And sometimes I look and sometimes I don't. But this is just a reminder to me personally, don't look.
Well, I was stuck in traffic for a good 30-plus minutes, and
You feel like you've earned a look?
well, I was already just kind of just deep in my head anyway with thoughts. And I'm thinking 30 minutes, there's got to be there's no way it's still going on there. And it was. So just know, even if you're in there a while, Virginia's right. Don't look.
Don't look. Just don't look. Because then also you slow down traffic too. If you're looking at the dead body, you're not looking at the cars in front of you and keeping the flow proper.
That's a great call.
You're not. You're now a looky-loo.
It's hard to do, and I always try to keep my eyes forward and keep driving, but there's a voice in my head like, look,
Don't look. Don't look, Kevin.
Look.
Self-preservation.
I know. I
Don't
get it.
look.
I get
because
it.
you won't be able to forget what you see.
But that voice is there.
It was a unique setup too, because when you have one lane like that, it's almost like getting ready to go on a roller coaster. There's that line behind you, and you kind of have the floor for a few seconds, and you're slowly moving about. So you're not really slowing too much down because it's already stopped before you. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're saying that the deceased has to stay where they are until the investigation's complete and the coroner can come get them. Sometimes bodies can remain on the road for hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
Yeah, when the body's removed after the investigation is complete.
And plus, on I-95, that's not the easiest beast to handle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have a tire in the middle of I-95, it's going to cause a lot of problems.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's just kind of how that goes.
It's been an interesting week.
Yeah, right. Your 2021 is, man.
You need a reset.
Yeah. It's kind of
Can we do another New Year's Eve this weekend for him?
That'd be cool.
We'll do a countdown.
I love it.
We'll pull like party poppers.
I think we did that one year, didn't we? When the first week wasn't going well, I think we redid a countdown. And
We
then-
need to.
We did one, I believe, in 2008 at our old station, and it was for me because it started off really shaky.
All right. Well, I think if you have one more thing happen to you, we need to do another countdown, and we need to start 2001 over for Jbird again. Junior, you love game shows. You're the big junkie on that, and they're bringing a lot of them back, so you got to be loving that, right?
I love the game shows. I love the reincarnations of them. I love all of them except Let's Make a Deal, which I used to love back in the day.
Why do you not care for that one?
I don't like the host. He's a little too cocky.
Okay.
But, all the other ones are great. They brought Alec Baldwin back. He's doing one.
Which do you know which one
I
he's
think
doing?
he's on To Tell the Truth.
Okay, that sounds right. I've seen some of the previews.
He actually makes it really funny. He's like you. He's smarmy. He's a little smug.
Yeah, he's
But I like it for a game show host.
Yeah, okay, it works. You're going to see a big week of these primetime game shows. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune is going to be on ABC on Thursday. And then tonight on Fox, they're bringing back Name That Tune. I don't know. We'll see. Are these going to work?
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't know. I'll give it a shot, but I wasn't thrilled.
You weren't, so you're not pumped about this.
When was that popular? The original?
Name That Tune?
Yeah.
That was way back in the day.
Are we talking 70s?
I think it was 70s,
Yeah,
because
I think it was.
really kind of before my time. In fact, it seemed like the 70s and early 80s was a golden era of game shows. In fact, that used to be a lot of primetime programming. And then I remember, was it in the early to mid 2000s? I think the early 2000s, where you had Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and
Yes.
The Weakest Link. And you had Deal or No Deal. Yeah, that's right. You had a whole bunch of these shows that were kind of popping up. So that was kind of a big deal, and now it seems like there's a little bit of a resurgence. I think it's easy. I think people kind of want some mindless escapism, and game shows seem to do it. So
It's fun. It's lighthearted. You're cheering for regular people a lot of times to win, and it's a feel good.
yeah, so you might start seeing a lot more of those in 2021. Okay, got a couple emails here for Am I the Jerk today. This one says, am I the jerk for kicking my sister's friend out of my car for making fun of my music?
Well, were you moving at the time?
Okay, the email says, my sister had called me to ask if I could pick her friend up from her work and take her home because her car broke down. This was a crosstown trip and would easily eat up an hour of my day.
Oh, my.
But I wasn't pressed for anything. I decided to do it for my sister. When I picked this girl up, she was cranky and complained the first 10 minutes about how much she hates her job and just hates people. She then went on about how she hates her boyfriend, and this negativity was getting to be soul-crushing. So I cranked on the radio and was listening to some Celine Dion at the time. Well, immediately this girl burst out in laughter and said, "Are you effing kidding me? What is this S-bomb?" So at this point, I just kind of had it with the negativity and everything, and she's attacking Celine Dion. So I pulled into a gas station. I told her to get out of my car. She said, "Excuse me?" I said, "You heard me, get out." She refused, so I saw her bag sitting on her seat, so I took it and I threw it out my window. So then she got out to go get her bag, and that's when I drove off in my car. Well, later that night, my sister rang me up and started shouting and yelling at me for being a jerk for kicking her friend out of my car and just leaving her all by herself. I told her to, do what? Go F herself. But then I started thinking that maybe kicking her friend out and leaving her there was indeed too much. I could have just told her to shut up and kept driving, but I was at my end point. Am I the jerk?
Yeah, you shouldn't have kicked her out, dude. I mean, I get it. You should have called her out and said, "Look, ever since the minute you got in my car for this free Uber, you have been a negative, ugly human. Stop. Stop with your gross negativity. Stop attacking Celine Dion, one of our Canadian treasures."
Yeah, this is the price you pay. Give her that one big warning to say, you need to not talk the rest of the ride and enjoy this Celine Dion as much as you possibly can.
Yeah,
because
and this
is your
free
fee.
Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think throwing her bag and then leaving her, and I mean, that's just dangerous.
What do you think, Bird? Jerk, not jerk?
They're both a jerk. Honestly, the girl's a jerk for complaining and doing all that.
Yeah.
But it's an hour of your life. You're doing something nice. Suck it up. If it was me, I drop the girl off at her destination, and then I immediately come on the air and go, "You guys are not going to believe the ride."
Yeah. Go on Twitter and tell the story and really shame her.
Life's too short. Now you're throwing bags out and you're leaving people. You're both the jerk at this point.
Well, and I think that's what the problem is a lot of times is we see jerky people, and when people are being jerks to us, a lot of times our first reaction is to be a jerk back to them. And so that's how you wind up with double jerks. And then that's when you walk away and ask yourself, was I the bigger jerk? So was the girl in the car the bigger jerk, or was the driver the bigger jerk?
I think the driver was the bigger jerk.
Really? Okay.
The girl in the car is just a negative Nelly.
She's just annoying.
And I've seen people like this. They have no idea how toxic and negative they are.
Yeah.
They're just spewing negativity all the time, every day, all day. And when you call it and you tell them, "Hey, you're a negative, annoying, horrible energy," they're shocked.
What you could have done too, you could have taken her to her destination, and as she's leaving, you could have just let her know, "Hey, just to let you know, this is a terrible ride for me. I'm doing you a favor. You were very negative. Just something to think about. Bye."
Okay. I got an email here from a mom who has got two kids in their 20s. Daughter is 20 years old, son is 25. And apparently they have a well-to-do grandmother here who is a widow. And these two grandkids are pretty much just living off of grandma's money. Apparently her son is an artist, but he's really just creating a warehouse of substandard paintings, it says here in the email.
Until your art hits, it's a tough road.
Yes. So grandma gives him money, and the daughter is a 20-year-old influencer who basically just goes around South Florida trying to get free clothes, dinners, and hotel stays in exchange for a post. And occasionally it works, but often it doesn't. But it's not paying anything. So apparently during the holidays, a conversation came up with this mom and her kids, and they were saying, "Hey, how much can we expect in inheritance when grandmother does pass, because she's had health problems this last year?"
That is awful. I would slap my child across the face.
And this mom said in her email that my kids asked if they'd still get their monthly stipend, and I told them absolutely not. I said that you need to pay your own after your grandmother passes, and they both think that I'm calling them losers and not being supportive of their respective careers. My daughter believes that every parent needs to financially support their kids until they're at least 25 years old. She said that this new era is different than when I was growing up and that jobs aren't as easy to find. Well, days later, they both went to grandma, and now grandma has come to me, my mother, and she's asked me to keep the stipend going every month when she passes. And I told her that they were my children and that I would not, and it was my dad's money, and I know that he would side with me. So am I the jerk for not at least agreeing to this for the sake of my mom and her health?
This is layered.
Yeah. So the mom wants to know if she's a jerk, and she's told her kid, she's like, no, you're going to pay your own way. And grandma's like, oh, please give him the stipend.
I don't think she's a jerk. I think grandma's wrong.
I think the kids are going to turn out to be monsters.
I think they already are.
They're
when you start saying, I got to be taken care of till I'm 25, blah, blah, blah. These kids are going to be, they're monsters.
Yeah, they've, and I think grandma's groomed them to be monsters. And that is going to be the issue, is that when grandma passes, they have come to rely on sucking off grandma's teat. Oh, it's a bad visual.
Wow.
Yeah. But financially, at least.
I would love to see all of it cut off from the kids and have them go and try to make it work for themselves.
I think we're all rooting for that, but here you've got the mom that has not only her kids, who I don't think she cares as much about their feelings, because she's like, they need this. But it's her own mother who's suffering through health issues that is like, please give them that stipend when I pass. I need that peace of mind. And so, you know, if you tell mom, you can't lie to mom after she passes. I know you say that maybe you could, but would you want that kind of karma? Or do you just do what she's doing and you stand up to your mother and be like, no, this is just not good for them to get this money?
You have to keep trying to explain to your mom that this is not good for them. Look at the monsters they are now.
Yeah.
They're counting the days till grandma's death. Does grandma know that?
Yeah, they basically are. We'd even have that conversation.
That's disgusting. Grandma needs to know what those kids said. Mm-hmm. That they want to know what their inheritance is going to be after she croaks.
Well, just the fact that both kids go running to grandma, and they must have in a sense told her, because they're like, hey, mom is going to cut us off after you pass. So I'd be like, why are you even having this conversation with me? So grandma must be somewhat aware.
But you have to tell grandma that this is creating a problem for these children. They're never going to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
They're going to be ridiculous monsters.
They don't want to be. They want to be monsters. They want to be entitled. They want to yell and scream, I want my money.
You're the mom. You're on the right side of this. Those kids need to be cut off.
I think the attitude might be a little bit different, too. And I'm out of it. But I know that, you know, where I grew up and when I grew up, it was admirable. You wanted to try to make your own money as early as you could in life. And just kind of looking at some TikTok videos that I see, I think that there are a lot of kids that do kind of have that thought that it doesn't have the same kind of feel that, yeah, if your parents are paying for you at 25, there's no shame in that game.
But people got to look within, though. It starts at home with the mom and dad. You've allowed all of this to happen as the parents. You've let it go and go and go, and now they're 22, 23, and they're monsters, and they're stronger, and they're more feistier than you, and they're taking over.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, any thoughts on how you would handle it? And is this mom the jerk if she tells her mother, no, I'm not going to give that stipend after you pass? Sorry. 877-979-WRMF. You can sound off on the KVJ show. We got a mom that has two kids that have been spoiled by grandma. Grandma's got a lot of money. Grandma might be passing soon. She's had a lot of health problems over the last year. And grandma's been giving a stipend to this 20 and 25-year-old. One is an influencer and one's an artist.
Oh, gosh. Right off the bat, I'm so annoyed.
Neither one of them wants to work. That's what it is. You've raised two kids that don't understand work ethic.
Well, and when mom says that when grandma passes, the stipend will end, they are like, you are crushing our dreams, our artistic freedoms. This is who God made us to be, and you are standing in the way.
You can go be a waitress and be an artist. There's a lot of people that do that.
Where's the email? Because I think she had said something about, what did her son say about the art? It takes away from my creative time.
Whatever.
You got to be careful, too. Influencers, there's only a handful, or there's not that many that are so rich and so lucrative. Yeah. Just because you call yourself an influencer doesn't necessarily mean that you are an influencer.
Well, it's really tough to tell kids now that it's a tough field to get into. Some mom texted in here and she said, my 9-year-old's hell-bent on being a YouTuber when he grows up. And I constantly tell him that's not really a real job. But he sees these kids driving Teslas. They live in amazingly huge houses. They are some of them are legitimately making tens of millions of dollars a year.
Sure.
Some of them.
And as soon as you are at that level, then you can quit your waitressing job.
Yeah.
Some of those influencers lie too about where they're living at. They'll rent out a house, like a party house. They'll get some car stage there, and then they act like, look at my life. I'm living my best life.
Look at my lie.
Look at my life.
Have you seen there is an Instagram bar, for lack of a better word, and they have, for instance, the interior of a private jet.
Yes, I've seen that.
And you can go and sit and act like you're on your private jet, or they have cars that you can take photos on. And so it really is living a lie, but on your Instagram, it looks like this is your life.
Oh, you could walk up and you could go to a parking lot and find a fancy car. Like that one guy always parking his Lamborghini. Just go up to there, take a picture by it. Look at my new Lambo. I love it. And nobody would know that's not your Lambo.
Seen that a good bit. People will do that. And so here we have mom that is faced with this dilemma because her kids have gone to grandma, and grandma has come to her daughter, which is the mom, and said, please, after I pass, continue to give them the stipend because they need it. And now she's like, am I the jerk if I tell my mom, who's got health issues, that I refuse to do it? Because she already told her once, and the grandma's begging her, please continue with the stipend. It would mean so much to me. Dawn is on here from Port St. Lucie with her thoughts. What was your thought on this, Dawn?
I just have a question after listening to the story. Is this children's learned behavior from their mother? Like, does she get money from her mom and dad? Is she also just well off living off her parents' money?
Yeah, that's a very valid question. Now, mom is going to have the money because she is the one that in the email had said she is the sole heir of this money. But she did in the email, she referenced her dad. And she said that my dad would not like this. This stipend started happening after he passed 15 years ago.
Oh.
And so she knows the wills and wishes of her dad who made the money. And that's why I think she's staying with it, because she's like, if my dad were here, he would side with me. And that's why she feels a little bit stronger standing up to her mom saying, look, the man who made this money would not agree with this. He he believed in hard work and he did it himself. He would not like to witness what is going on here.
But the caller does raise a valid point. What's mom's job? Does mom have anything that she does to show these kids work is important? Work ethic?
No, there's no way. I blame the parents on this. There's no way. You don't get that spoiled and that out of touch without the help of your parents.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's the question. How much has grandma been the person who's done this? She's the one that's given them a stipend.
They all need to get a job.
Well, the mom
Even
might.
grandma.
Grandma, too.
Grandma's
Dang,
dying.
you beat me to it.
Put her on the assembly line.
Some of the texts that came in, somebody said there should be a compromise that it's given only if certain conditions are met by the children. Okay, and maybe that would be a standard of employment.
Okay, and you could even make it a certain amount of charitable work.
Yeah.
You could make them have to earn it. If they don't want a waitress, they can help out charity.
Somebody said grandma can set up a trust and avoid the mom not giving the money. Yeah, I guess she could if she wanted to sidestep her.
But hopefully that is avoided, because grandma sounds like she's easily influenced by the kids and is going to do whatever they say.
If the kids just heard this, they're probably going to grandma today and be like, Grandma, you know you can set up a trust for us.
Grandma, this is our lawyer.
Yeah, because the will hasn't been changed from what, in the email it said, from what the dad had set up. And so the money goes directly. There's no trust or anything set up. It goes right to the mom.
Yeah, I think all these people are doing it wrong. The only one who did it right was Dad, and he's dead.
He won by dying.
He got out. He's like, this
He's
is
like,
too much.
He knew when to cash in his chips.
Becky is on here from Indiantown. You said you were in a similar situation, Becky?
Well, yeah. So what you were saying about the trust, I feel like it's that important to the grandmother that she should set up a trust. So what my grandmother did for her 6 grandchildren is she put the money in a trust for us, and the parents hold on to the money and use it for necessities, for school, for, housing, medical, for necessities until they're 30. And once they're 30, whatever's left over, they're entitled to. And they're responsible and they know how to spend the money.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that might be what winds up happening. If the kids get wind of this whole trust thing, they'll probably go to grandma, and that's probably what they're going to try to do before grandma passes, and then they'll cut mom out of the decision process.
And they're probably going to tell grandma, hey, make it a trust where we get paid as soon as you die. Don't make us wait till we're 30.
Probably. Yeah, the mom may not have any way to win on this. And you may just be fighting with your own mother until the day she passes. And do you really want that kind of toxicity in her final days?
But you're fighting the good fight. You're trying to turn this ship around.
Yeah. So you're not a jerk in that.
No.
Your heart is in the right place. So for that, you're winning. Oh, this is a tough way to start out a new year. Plead the fifth. Tough questions, and you can only plead the fifth or pass on one of them. 3 questions for each show member. I go first. Virginia will be next week. Jbird the week after that. Okay. Got to make them count, though. So here we go. I can only pass on one of these 3 questions. What is the first question for me in Plead the Fifth?
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I'd love to make Kevin feel uncomfortable first.
Okay.
Who would you say on the show, including Denny's and Suits, is the least trustworthy person and why?
Least trustworthy person and why on this show? Okay, let me work this out here.
Trustworthy.
Least trustworthy. Honestly, I don't think it's a flaw of any of you.
Here we go. Here's the here's
I
the
don't.
politician.
I'm going to be completely honest.
All
and
of you are great.
I am going to wind up saying some things that you guys are not going to like, and I'm gonna definitely bruise some feelings here in the course of this conversation. I think you're all very trustworthy. Denny's, I couldn't imagine him lying. I probably put him number 1. I think Jbird would only lie to me to spare my feelings.
Wait till it's your turn.
Virginia's, yeah. Suits, I don't know on a one-on-one. It's down between, and Virginia's blatantly honest. And I think she'll always tell me, even if she's like, look, I know you don't want to hear this, but Virginia will tell me. But I don't know. Maybe if there's something that's going on, if she's scheming.
She drinks a lot, too.
She might be scheming something.
My favorite thing to do is drink and scheme.
Yeah.
Drinking and scheming is a scary thing.
She might have a scheme, but Suits, I don't think I know like that. And so if I had to rank it, that pretty much would be the order and the reasons, but Suits.
Okay.
I think for the unknown.
Interesting.
He
He is the newbie.
I don't know him to be a liar, but I don't know that he's going to tell the truth even when it hurts him. And that's, to me, when you know that somebody really is trustworthy.
We don't know Suits. I mean, he just got here.
Grant's got a good point, though, in the chat room. He says, it's easy. It's V. She gets hammered and talks too much.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm only in my driveway. So my neighbors will know all your secrets.
Rocco and your neighbors.
Yes.
Okay, that is question number 1 and Plead the Fifth. What is question number 2?
Okay. The Queen says you get to have one night, full gorilla with one of her friends. You have to give us an answer. You have to go through with this. And we're talking everything under the sun.
Everything.
From first base to home plate and everything in between. We're talking it all.
You're going to do some stuff you haven't done before.
Oh, you're going to get some experience, young man. You're going to get some new stories to tell. You have to pick one of her friends out of everyone the Queen knows. Now, in the circle of friends that you guys hang out with, what friend would you spend the night with and do everything with?
That's a real tight circle.
Well, then
Can I expand it?
Expand it. Someone the Queen knows where it would probably really bother her.
Okay.
Keep in mind, too, you want to do it. Like, you're into doing this.
Yeah.
It's carnal.
We're going to
Carnal
make
Kev.
you like it. First and last name.
You're revealing your sexual desires for this person.
Okay. Virginia, remember when I met Kim that day?
Yeah, you were at Sailfish Marina.
You remember the girl she came in with?
Oh, boy. I
Okay.
don't. Was that girl hot?
That's a cop-out answer.
Do you know her name?
Yeah, it is Jennifer.
Is she still in the circle right now?
She's still somebody that every now and then you'll hear from.
Jennifer.
I don't know. He's wiggling. He's wiggling over there.
But yeah, as far as like just carnal, who I would go for ranking her hottest friends, and that's what we're talking about. And it would bother her because, I think she a lot of times would have boyfriends for things that she would get, and so
Jennifer had sugar daddies.
kind of that thing. And so I think that would be, concerning, and that might be one of the reasons why there's a little bit more of a cushion.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I just feel like if she's not in the circle currently, it's a bit of a cop-out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I really don't have anybody to choose from. She's got.
What did you like about her?
She's hot.
I mean, what? But other than her being hot, I mean, that's such a blanket
I
statement.
don't know anything about her. She's hot.
She's a hot mystery. That's
Yeah.
the way I like them.
Yeah, that's who I would be going for.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. Third question. What do we got?
Looking at me, Kevin, just right at me.
Yeah.
What would you say is my most unattractive physical quality?
You're going with that one?
The ugliest thing about me.
You're so pale.
I
Yeah.
knew that.
You got really white legs,
I do.
and I like a little bit of color.
You're
My
right.
ladies. Yeah.
You're so right.
Give me another one. Let's keep
All right,
going.
Bird, give him one.
Yeah.
Okay. Go through everyone on the show, or okay, how about this? What is the most annoying habits of everyone on the show?
Most annoying.
What really actually bothers you? Not Virginia wears these shirts. It's something that really cuts hard that we got to listen to. We got to hear it. Because I know we've asked this question before. It was a little benign. Give us the hard hitting stuff. What
The
really
things
annoys
where
you?
if I had to say, okay, that's tops.
Where you probably don't even express it. It builds up inside of you, and you're like, you go home, and it there's got to be an annoying thing. Because I know we're not perfect, and I know we are annoying.
For each person. Let me start writing down notes because I gotta. Let me get back to that one. Give me another one real quick.
You have to condense and figure out, who you.
Let me be thoughtful on that one. All right, fire one more at me.
All right, let me pull this list back up.
I got it up. Do you want me to do the other one, or do you have another one you want to do?
I was looking at the other list. There was a master list. But yeah, whatever one you want to do.
I'm just trying because the thing about the list is there's some questions that are just very easy to get out of, and I feel like it'll be lame to the audience to give you that question.
Okay.
The ones that I think are the ones that he doesn't want to answer. Those are the best ones. Do you see one on there that he would struggle with?
I mean, I like the one about the kids. That's hard.
I don't know what it was.
Out of all of your children, which one is the most annoying? The one that you desire to spend the least amount of time with.
He's answered that before, though. That's the only problem. That's a repeat question.
Okay.
I believe it. I don't want to say it because I'm wrong, actually.
I believe he said it was.
I don't want to say it. I'm pretty sure. I thought you said Caitlin just because she's,
But oddly enough, she is maybe the most fun to be around. She's the one that I would say frustrates me the most.
I think that's how you answered it.
Yeah, but she is the most fun to be around. She is such a fun girl, but it's a different dynamic as I find. I would love to be in her circle of friends if I was her age.
Partying.
Yes, but being her dad, sometimes, kind of like how we were talking about with the Am I the Jerk with the mom? Yeah, there's some of that stuff where I kind of... Yeah, scratch the skin off the back of my neck.
Kevin Ralston work ethic gene.
Yeah, that's slightly troubling for me.
Yeah, because you're footing the bill.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all right. Yeah, the other one on the annoyance. Yeah, I like to come up with a thoughtful list on that, but maybe I'll just plead the fifth on that one. I think that's 5 questions. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So there you go. That was your shot.
You did good.
Okay. Virginia, you got next week.
Okay.
All right. So if anybody has any questions that they would like to have thrown at any KVJ Show members, you can submit those to us as well. Send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com.
People always say, weak questions, weak questions. Then honestly come up with better questions. If the audience thinks these are weak questions, come up with some. Send them to us. If you want to really make us squirm, you guys come up with the questions.
I got a few. They sent me a few, and I'm telling you, those aren't that strong because he's answered them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's to a point where I get that. So it's lame. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Okay. All right. We'll give it a shot next week with Virginia on Plead the Fifth. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we have got a world record Wednesday that the Bird is going to try. He thinks that he is physically up to this despite moving over the last week.
Oh, I'm definitely not physically up for it.
Does this involve that big box of cereal you brought in?
It does not.
Oh, too bad.
I know. This is way worse. This is actually kind of awful.
There was a world record set for the long distance pushing of a car. It was 17 miles in a little over 6 hours.
Oh, my gosh. You're going to throw your back out.
You're going to shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah.
You'll throw your back out, kid.
Okay, so we are going to scale that down. We don't want to take 6 hours, and we don't have to go for 17 miles, but we have a mile loop around our studios here.
We do.
Goes on the road. And
it's exactly a mile.
It's actually just a little over a mile.
Whoa.
Yeah, just a hair.
So the person who broke the world record was going almost 3 miles per hour with the car. That's how fast they were pushing it. So we'll bring that down a little bit. Can Jbird push a car 1 mile in an hour?
How far can I go in an hour?
I think once you get it rolling, you're good. You just can't stop.
Believe me, I'm a man who has pushed many cars. It is not fun.
Yeah. The goal is 1 mile in 1 hour. We'll give our thoughts. Do you think Jbird can do it in World Record Wednesday coming up next?
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
How far do you think you could push a car? Have you ever had to push one by yourself, Virginia?
Yes. Back in the day, I pushed a 1974 Ford Mustang a lot.
Yeah, when you got a broke down car, you're pushing a car a lot.
That thing would break down on the reg, and it was my first car. I loved it, but yeah, I mean, I had a stick shift. And if you put it in neutral and you get it going, it rolled pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. You just hate when you hit any kind of little incline.
Inclines are not your friend.
Because you'll have momentum and then you'll hit just a little bit of an incline and it just shuts everything down.
Or a stop sign.
Oh, nightmare. Well, today it's World Record Wednesday, and there is a record for pushing a car for the longest distance. It was 17 miles in a little over 6 hours, almost 3 miles an hour. Now, we're going to cut that down here for our show purposes because this is really about seeing how close Jbird could come to breaking various world records and just how challenging they truly are. We haven't broken really one record yet. We're just trying to see how close he can get. So we're going to make it 1 mile. We've got a loop here, and can he do 1 mile, 1 hour?
We put a school bus down there, and that's the vehicle we're using.
I think we're going to be using Jbird's new Jeep.
Oh, from off lease only?
I believe so. Is that the vehicle we're using today, Jbird?
Yes, we are locked and loaded. Can you hear me, Kevin?
Yes, yes. Are you going to be pushing your Jeep?
Yes.
Okay, that's a larger vehicle because it is an SUV.
But it's a small SUV.
Think it's light?
It's much lighter than mine. I've got a bigger one than him.
It's still got a bunch of stuff. There's still some boxes from moving in there. So she's got some girth to her.
Oh, okay, so she's a little weighed down.
She's short and heavy.
Okay, so the question we have here is Jbird's goal, what is KVJ Impressive, is pushing his Jeep 1 mile in 1 hour. Now, that's about almost a third only of the pace that the world record holder was going. So would you call that impressive? I think, hey, if I pushed a car for a mile, I'd be like, hey, I pushed this car for a mile. I think that's kind of good. Do you think you can do it in 1 hour, Virginia?
I mean, I want him to. I really do, but I don't think his back is going to put up with this.
Well, I had asked him because when he had, said, hey, this is the one I want to do, I'm like, do you think your back can do it? And I think Jbird's confident.
I think his heart can do it.
Okay.
But will his back stay strong enough?
How's your back feeling right now,
That's the
Jbird?
question. It feels terrible, Kev. This is kind of like my. This is my Rocky 3. I got to come back. I got to come back from being down and out. I'm doing this one for Chewy.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
All right, well, that'll definitely give him the heart in it then. Okay, so is he going to do it? I think really his heart is going to be there. Will his back give up? You're talking about strength and stamina, too, because it is quite a workout. In fact, this is what Tim Tebow does. I've seen him do this. He will push a car on a dirt road as part of his workout with his brother in it. So this is part of the Tim Tebow workout plan.
I've seen him push a car and pull a bus.
Yeah.
Like with a rope.
He loves doing that kind
Whoa,
of stuff.
That's a man right there.
Yeah, it definitely is. Okay, what do you think, Virginia? Is he going to be successful? This is a simple yay or nay.
Because he's doing it for Chewy, I say yay.
Give him a yay.
I can't say nay.
Okay. I think he's going to do it, but he won't walk until February. Okay, Suits, are you a thumbs up, thumbs down? Suits is even giving you a thumbs up, Jbird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Everyone's being so nice to me.
Well, your dog just died.
I think it's the reason why you're doing it. I think you're going to have that motivation to do it.
You can do this.
Okay, we're going to watch you. Go ahead,
We
Jbird.
have Sweet Denny's. We have Sweet Denny's at the wheel. He's the one that it's got to be steering. So it's kind of like a dual effort here.
What was Denny's weighing in at? He's 172 somewhere around there. Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay, Okay, so you had a 172 in there. Okay.
He's looking good because he's been doing them ab exercises.
He's got on a Princeton University sweatshirt. Can you ask Denny's if he went to Princeton?
Hey, Denny's, are you Ivy League? Yeah, he said yeah.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So we got the brains of an Ivy League producer driving that car. There's no way this could fail, Virginia.
Just don't hit the brakes, Big D. Momentum is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Sorry, we're talking to our Facebook audience, and we're also talking to you guys live on the air. It's a little confusing. Multitasking is not our best thing.
You're going to need to avoid and ignore stop signs, other traffic, people, animals, everything. Don't stop.
By the way, thank you. But we got people already lining up here to cheer me on. It's a very busy road today.
Wow. Okay. It's going to be good. I think, for Chewy and for the people, you're going to do this. Jbird, I got the official clock ready to go. 1 hour is on it. Can you push a car 1 mile in that time? Are you ready for this, my man?
I am ready. I'm putting on my sunglasses. Let's do this thing.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Tell me when.
Okay, on your mark, get set, and go. All right.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. This is going to be awful.
This is the hardest part. You can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Kevin, what's my time? How much longer?
59 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, the key here is try to alleviate. Oh, boy, the cars are having to swerve around them.
Oh, boy.
You can watch this, by the way, on Facebook and YouTube on KVJ TV. You can see them out there. I just see these cars flying around the circle, and then they're having to weave quickly away from them. I think what you're doing, you want to have your back pretty much straight. This is all about using your legs. So try to kind of like keep a plank type position with your back, and then just really get down there, be more parallel to the ground, and push hard. Let your legs do all the work.
We got a lot of people watching on Facebook Live. I need the positive thoughts. I'm going to talk to the people on Facebook Live because I can see their comments pretty good right now.
Okay. This is going to be an amazing workout. Wow, there's a lot of traffic on that road. I didn't realize.
Well, people are coming to work. They got to be at work at like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
He just got passed by 6 cars.
And I'm sure they're loving it.
Okay, all right. We'll keep checking in with Jbird. You can continually watch him on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Just go to Facebook, and you'll see the video right there. It's a nice close-up. You can really look at Jbird's face and see how he's doing. He's got 58 minutes left.
Please don't get hit by a car.
Oh, he's really slowed down.
Uh-oh.
You got one of those things where, you are grinding. Wow.
Oh, this is going to be rough.
That is going to be rough.
Bad now. I feel bad that I dedicated to Chewy.
Oh,
If
boy.
I fail this, I don't want to fail him.
Yeah.
Well, he's
What have I
good.
done?
He's crossed the rainbow bridge. He's probably happy.
He's got a hoodie on. What does it feel like temperature-wise out there? Are you hot or cold?
It's cold out right now. Oh, come on, Bird.
Yeah.
Come on, Bird. I got Debbie's in the background giving me the gift of gab.
I hear him yelling, yeah. Yeah, I hear him yelling. It's inspiring me.
I
Well,
think we
he's-
got a hill coming up here.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, there's a hill.
Oh, it's very slow moving, Virginia. If you're watching the camera,
It's a hill.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
I
Kevin,
mean, yeah.
am I allowed to stop and take breaks if I
Yeah,
struggle?
yeah. I mean, you're just trying to do, a mile in an hour pushing a car. And, whatever you hit right there, you're going to probably need to catch some breaths because it looks like that is slow moving. It's stopped right now, Virginia.
Oh, boy.
It's not moving at all.
I'm
And
going up this damn hill.
yeah, I was going to say,
There's no hills in Florida.
even the slightest little incline can really mean a lot when you are pushing an SUV.
And you wouldn't even notice the incline was even there normally. But when you're pushing a car, you're like,
Yeah. Okay. Somebody had said maybe try leaning against the car with your back and running backwards, Jbird. Maybe that might be better on your back. Eric had that suggestion. That may not be a bad idea to switch it up.
All right, let's see how that goes.
Okay. Just something different to try. You know, if you especially wind up getting a little incline there while you're pushing your car, that could help you out. Okay, Jbird. Oh, wow, this car's getting close. Hey, guys, can't you see? The guy's pushing his car. Does Denny's have the flashers on? Make sure you got the flashers on.
Yeah.
people are,
Okay.
they're trying to get to work.
Yeah, that didn't seem like that was overly successful, Jbird. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
This is going to be the workout of a lifetime. Okay, we've
Oh, boy.
Okay. All right. Well, you can see Jbird and his struggles. Come on, man. You can do this. It's on Facebook Live. It's World Record Wednesday. The world record is something we're not even trying to go after. That's 17 miles pushing a car in a little over 6 hours. Can Jbird push a car in 1 hour, 1 mile? Jbird is doing a Tim Tebow type workout right now. He is doing World Record Wednesday. And the challenge we're seeing today, how hard is it to push a car 1 mile in 1 hour? Is that something you can do? The world record went on for about 6 hours, and the guy was getting about 3 miles an hour, so about triple the time. He did 17 miles in a little over 6 hours. So we'll see if Jbird can do 1 mile, 1 hour. He's got 52 minutes left on the clock, and I've been watching steadily on the KVJ Show Facebook page. We got a Facebook Live going on. Just kind of watching the cars and the comments that are going on there. Jbird's still got it going on, and it looks like he's actually putting some pretty good distance. If you had to guess, any idea how far you've gone, Jbird? Because everything has changed behind you. I'm trying to place exactly where you are. You might be at a quarter mile, would you think? Or is that too generous? Oh, he's tired. He's stepping away.
What a great day to have close up on my face.
Yeah.
I've been shaving, been crying for 3 days.
I think he's been crying. Oh, he's talking to the Facebook Live audience there. He's saying what a terrible day because it's a close-up of his face, and he's saying what a terrible day.
He's having a moment.
I haven't shaved, and he's been crying for 3 days after Chewy passed. And he's just, oh my goodness, that was just a big 18-wheeler just zipped right past him, Virginia.
Okay, so you and I are the blue dot. He's the JP dot. That's where he is.
Oh, okay.
In the whole circle.
Yeah.
So if you look, he's still got about...
Show that on KVJ TV. Okay, so that would be the end mark. So right now, he is probably not a quarter of the way, right?
Not quite.
No, not quite, but almost, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gone further.
Okay, well, he should, if he stays on track, should have 45 minutes left on the clock when he's at a quarter of a mile, and he's got 51 minutes basically left on the timer on pushing it.
He might be on pace.
Yeah, it's quite a workout, I'm telling you. I'm kind of jealous. He's getting a great workout out there today. I kind of love to do this. Oh, there's a car that's pulling up right behind him. It's very slow. I don't know what's going on. They're not. Oh no, they're not going around him either.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, there's another car coming the other way. So there's traffic problems out there now. Okay, hello, Jbird.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, how are you feeling right now?
What is worse than terrible?
God awful.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This has been pretty terrible.
Yeah, that's
lie.
I got respect for that, man. That's not easy. That's, like I said, that's Tim Tebow grade type workout.
Yeah.
That guy loves to torture himself.
You are looking so sexy to our female audience right now.
Yeah, you got to make this a pizza day, Jbird. You burn it off.
You're a real man.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I love when Virginia gives me fake positivity.
I don't know if it's right. Francesca in the chat room said Jeeps weigh 5,000 pounds. So you are pushing 5,000 pounds right now.
But he doesn't have like a big old Jeep.
I mean, this is an SUV. This is about the biggest Jeeps come, I think, right?
No.
Yeah,
No?
Virginia keeps on saying it's a small Jeep. It's really not a small Jeep.
I didn't think so
Not
either.
as big as her fancy-ass Sequester car.
But as far as Jeeps go, I think this is,
Jeep.
this is the larger size Jeep, I believe, from what I know. So
I don't know. It looks smaller to me.
what is the model of the Jeep makes that's bigger?
There's like the big
It
ones.
doesn't really matter.
Okay, you're right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Small Jeep, small penis. We get it.
Oh. You need to focus.
Okay, all right. We'll let Jbird get back to it. And look at that world record Wednesday, seeing can he push a car 1 mile in 1 hour. He's got 48 minutes left on the clock right now, and you can watch him on KVJ TV. You can also see him on our KVJ Show Facebook page on a Facebook Live video right now.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
I guess this happened yesterday. I think it was Matt that sent me a DM on Twitter.
Oh, the picture?
Yeah, it's up on
so good.
our Facebook page and our Instagram, and you can see it. And he said, hey, I thought I'd just let you guys know. On KVJ TV, if you're watching, you can see a guy drove his car into the Planet Fitness in Royal Palm Beach. And you can see the equipment there. And you know it's the Planet Fitness because of the color. They do the purple on their equipment.
Yeah, it's clearly a Planet Fitness.
Yeah. So that was something yesterday when it came to driving. That was posted up on all of our sites. You can see it. But I wanted to do a top 5 list of the comments that were on there, knowing it's Planet Fitness and how they do the workouts. I love what people were writing underneath the photo. Vanya put, I didn't know Planet Fitness had a drive-in option. No, they don't. So nobody drive into a Planet Fitness today. Kenny said, and this is why I don't go to the gym. Yeah, you can't go to the gym. You never know when a car might hit you, Virginia.
Somebody asked me, what's that home gym equipment company that Kevin endorses? Because this is their next billboard.
Why you don't go to the gym?
This is why you don't go.
Mark said, now with new super up-close parking. If you've ever gone to a gym, Virginia, it's one of the funniest things. People will circle the lot for half an hour trying to get the closest spot to the gym. You're going here to work out.
Those people make me giggle.
You should be parking in the farthest spot from the gym to get the extra exercise. What are we doing?
It's a warm-up.
One of the comments from Jamie, she said, well, Planet Fitness is a judgment-free zone, so you can't tell him he was driving incorrectly. And Gemma, with the best comment, did they sound the lunk alarm?
Oh.
I got lunk alarmed one time, Virginia.
You
I made a
did.
grunt noise and never went back.
You beast.
The shame.
You disgusting man beast.
It wasn't even, it was just like more of a, There's nothing manly about it.
It was very high-pitched and feminine.
I got lunk alarmed. All right, some other whacked out news stories for you. A 20-year-old guy named Tyler Cribbs from Astor, Florida was arrested earlier this week for stealing a friend's wallet and phone. And to truly get the appreciation on this, you have got to see his mugshot. Because I know we're early on in the year, but already Tyler Cribbs is winning for mugshot photo of the year. You can see there someone has drawn a Sharpie mustache on him. And it's a curly mustache on top of it.
Does he not know that's there?
I don't know the rest of the story, how that happened. If that happened before, maybe that's why he stole his friend's wallet and phone, because they put that mustache on him. It looks like something that when you wake up after being passed out drunk, they do to you. Maybe that's more to the story.
I've applied one or two in my day.
But it's a great mugshot, so he's winning on that so far. There's a guy in Brevard County that got arrested after he rode his airboat through the streets firing off fireworks on New Year's Eve.
You can't do that?
You can't do that, and then when the cops showed up, he threatened to kill all of them.
All right, it's a little aggressive.
It is a little aggressive, yes. This is a crazy story. There are some people in South Carolina that went into this abandoned haunted house on Sunday. It's spooky. It's like, dare you to go in there.
An abandoned haunted house? That's like next level.
Oh, it is. So they're going in there for the thrills of it, and they go onto the back porch, and there is one of those freezers. Have you ever seen that? That's that big cooler. They're usually white. You flip the whole lid up. And
a deep freezer.
Yeah, so the deep freezer, they flip the lid up, and there's a decomposing body in it.
Holy crap.
Right?
Talk about authenticity and a great marketing tool for the haunted house.
Unbelievable. And then I would say, they need to start charging admission to that thing. But the next day, the place burnt down.
What?
Right. And now the police are investigating and trying to put this whole thing together. But
who's the body?
What a mystery. This is like a movie, isn't it? Because who's the body? Did they get the body out? Did they burn down the house to try to hide evidence?
Was the freezer plugged in? It's kind of important.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think it was because it was decomposing. If it was plugged in, it wouldn't be decomposing.
It would have been frozen.
Yeah.
Oh.
How crazy is that story, though, huh?
That is messed up.
That's straight out of a movie.
It is. Ooh, they should option the rights.
Yeah. But there's still a mystery. There's a lot of questions still to be answered. Who knows what was going on? There's a man who set a hotel on fire in Pennsylvania last week, and he did it because he was bored and curious, just see what would happen. So.
If he was sober, I say you lock him up for 10 years.
Yeah, you probably might need to. He's
dumbass.
Threat to society. There was a 33-year-old guy in Canada that stole a package off somebody's porch. I don't know if you've seen this video. He's one of those porch pirates.
There's Canadian porch pirates?
Canadian porch pirates. I know it doesn't seem like that would be something that would happen in sweet Canada. But yeah, it was. And what is great about this is it was middle of the day. Homeowner could hear him out there. The homeowner starts running his camera. You got to check this out because the homeowner starts running his camera, and you can see if you're watching Kvj TV, the guy then runs to his little car and he backs up. And this is in Canada, so they got snow on the ground. He backs over a little bit of a snowdrift, and his car gets stuck on the snowdrift as the guy's filming him, and he's like, cops are on the way, dude. And the guy gets out of his car and tries to push it off the snow, and he can't do it. The cops came and surrounded the car. The porch pirate got arrested.
That's amazing.
He was caught up by snow in Canada.
Good.
Instant karma. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Jbird would love this story. Apparently there's a squirrel that's terrorizing people in Queens.
Is it one of those big puffy chest squirrels like Jbird had?
They don't have a photo of the squirrel. I don't know what it looks like, but they say that it attacked one lady who wound up bleeding all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
Attacked squirrel. Got to watch out for those godless things.
That's horrifying.
And talking about horrifying, they say the Earth is spinning faster than it has in 50 years.
Why?
I guess it's a natural thing that happens, so don't worry, they say, but I don't know. It sounds odd to me. So they're saying that we might need to have a negative leap second where we have a 59-second minute instead to catch up.
That just broke my brain.
Wait, why are we spinning faster? What's going on?
Kevin, I can't think about it. This is the kind of story that makes you want to drink.
Don't you feel? I feel like 2021 is strongly trying to compete with 2020.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, it's almost like, oh yeah, hold my beer,
The Earth is going to spin extra fast. Hold on.
Right. What is going on here? All right, how's Jbird doing? You can see him live on our Facebook page and Kvj TV. We'll keep that going. I'm watching right now. He is still grinding and pushing and doing his thing.
Let's see where he is.
Can he wind up pushing his car 1 mile in 1 hour? He's got 41 minutes left on the clock to do it. How far has he made it, Virginia?
Let's see.
He's still doing, honestly, he looks pretty good, honestly. Looking at him.
Yeah,
he's making some distance.
He's making a little progress. He's getting there.
Is he almost halfway? You got to minimize that a bit.
I would say he's about halfway.
Whoa.
That's good.
Bird, we've calculated you might be about halfway, my man.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, he's got a car behind him and they're talking to him. Oh, he's being...
Yeah, the guy's in coffee.
You look like you're almost halfway, like 2 blocks away from being halfway.
I think it was a nice Xfinity guy who was asking if he needs some help.
Aww.
Yeah, you got Denny's out there is mopping his brow. So, okay, he's hustling. All right, we'll continue checking with Jbird and see if he can get that done. 40 minutes left on the clock for World Record Wednesday coming up. And I'm really excited about this. We're going to be telling the story of Stuart, Florida. Really interesting stuff. We ask you every single week, we tell a different story about what is going on with this town, what makes it interesting, some things you might not have known, some of the scandal that's involved with it. And if you live in Stuart, what does everybody who lived there knows? We'll break into that coming up in minutes on the KVJ show, including the interesting guy that the town is actually named for and what he was most famous for, Virginia. I'll tell you next. World Record Wednesday going on right now, where we just see how tough it is to do a world record. The world record that we're kind of getting a little bit of a gauge on is pushing a car. Now, I guess it depends upon the car, too. And we found out that the car that Jbird has, a little bit over 3,000 pounds for the type of Jeep that it is, a Patriot. So that's what the poundage is on it.
Poundage.
So I don't know what the world record holder did, but they did a car 17 miles in a little over 6 hours. So our challenge was to see could Jbird push a car 1 mile in 1 hour. He's got exactly 30 minutes left to do this, and you can see him. He looks like a guy that's going through a pretty good workout, and it is at that. Okay, Jbird is out there right now. Virginia, you're kind of taking a look at the aerial view. Show that on KVJ TV, too, to see where he is. He's at the halfway mark time-wise.
I go down the left.
It doesn't look like the car's moving. He had a good groove going a second ago, but he's completely stopped right now.
Well, he's over halfway, so he's trucking.
Okay. So that was a good challenge.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to do a workout, an hour-long workout,
push your car.
I know. I've had this. I had my last trainer. He would do this. He would do the weighted sled. It was the worst, most grueling workout we'd ever do, Virginia. And he would just put this out there. It would be heavy as heck. I could barely even move it with the pavement it was on.
Yeah.
And he's like, just get from here to here. And it was a crazy long amount. And he's like, and then you're done. And I'm like, oh, okay. It took me forever, and I about threw up 10 times. It's
Trainers
grueling.
love it, though. When they push you to the point where you puke, it gives them more power.
Oh, yeah. So I got full respect for what he's doing there. Jbird, are you nauseous? Have you thrown up already? Or how are you doing there? I don't even know if he can talk. He's just he's getting a good sweat going on. He's got on a knit cap.
Oh, take the cap off.
He took off his hoodie. His hoodie is gone, so he's just in a T-shirt right now.
Okay.
I see cars still going around him. And Suits brought up a good point, too. The way that he's going, he's going to have to kind of loop over into some traffic a little bit at the tail end of this. So,
Ruh-roh.
yeah, it's going to get kind of interesting. He's got to cross over traffic, so he's going to have to really hoof it.
Well, he's more than halfway done.
Okay. All right, well, that's all good news. And he's at 28 minutes, so he's a little bit more than halfway on his time as well.
I think he might do this.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's going to walk away with a great workout. I hope his back holds up. He's doing two different techniques. One where he's kind of, really using his legs and he's pushing, and another where he's putting his back up against the back of the car, and they're just kind of grinding that way. He's going back and forth. This is where it gets tough, though, because you got all your energy, you got your momentum, your mind is right in the first half, Virginia. This is where it gets tough.
Oh, he's coming up on some of the fast food establishments. I wonder if he wouldn't mind stopping in and getting me a chicken sandwich.
Push that car right through it.
I mean, you're inches away from, all kinds of great fast food.
Yeah. Well, people in the chat room, they're watching him and they're rooting him on there. So I don't want to take up his win. He's pushing, but you can see that. We'll find out here before the end of the show in 27 minutes. Is he going to be successful pushing his car 1 mile in 1 hour? We'll get to that. Every single week, we like telling a different story. There's so many great stories. Each town in South Florida is unique. And I'm just fascinated because we've been here almost 22 years, Virginia.
Yeah.
And I've been to pretty much every town in South Florida multiple times. I love going there because they're all different and unique, all to their own. But I'm learning stuff about the history of all these towns as we do the story about whatever town it might be that I didn't even know before.
It's fun.
And so today we're telling the story about Stuart, and you can contribute to this on our Facebook page. Just some of the comments that people have put up there, things I didn't even know. Now, the name Stuart, you're like going, who's that named after? It is actually a dude's name, Stuart, but not a first name. It's a last name. Virginia, the town was named for Homer Jack Stuart, who was the black sheep of a prominent New England family. Now, old Jack Stuart was known for hunting, fishing, and drinking.
Okay.
Apparently, he was a big party dog, and that was kind of the thing, is everybody would be partying with Jack, and everybody loved Jack. And the town was actually originally called Potsdam. Potsdam was the name of Stuart, Florida.
I like Stuart much better, and everybody loves a black sheep.
And apparently what was happening, because the train tracks that went through, and when trains would come through, that was really about the only big thing that was happening in Potsdam, Florida at that time. And the engineers would yell out Potsdam, Potsdam, and apparently the women would take that as a slight. It was almost borderline taboo, bad language. And so there were complaints with the prim and proper ladies at the time. And so it was Jack's brother that went to a railroad executive and said, hey, let's just change the name of the town. Let's use our family's last name, Stuart. And they did. And that's why we have the name Stuart, Florida. It's named after the Stuart family from New England.
It sounds much better than Potsdam.
It does. Yeah, it could have been Potsdam if they wouldn't have changed it. It just sounds like an old time.
It does.
It doesn't belong here. Potsdam, Florida? No,
It doesn't
work.
fit.
Michelle added to the conversation of the story of Stuart. She said, a lot of it's built on an Indian burial ground.
Really?
I didn't realize that. That is kind of crazy. And Laura said, you need to mention, if you're talking about Stuart, Frances Langford was a legend, and her marriage to the Evan Rood fortune, E-V-I-N Rood fortune. I don't know if that means anything to anybody.
Do they make like engines and stuff?
I've heard the name, the brand name,
Yeah.
And so apparently that has got a Stuart base, and she became a philanthropist and changed a lot of lives on the Treasure Coast. That was Frances Langford. Melissa said you got to mention that Stuart is the sailfish capital of the world.
Nice.
Little thing to know. And also somebody said they got some bomb-ass snook fishing going on there, too.
Okay.
Kristen had said, Davy Jones from the Monkees, he retired to Stuart, and I believe he passed away at Memorial Hospital.
Wow.
There. So that was one of the celebrities that have been there. And I don't know, is this the case? I thought it was Hobe Sound, which would be different, same county, but Heather is saying Mama June went to rehab here. So I don't know if it's Stuart or Hobe Sound, but Heather is saying, yeah, Mama June is in the area at least.
Well, we were just proud to have you.
Yes. And I didn't hear about this, but Kelly had said, hey, you got to mention the Salerno serial killings.
Salerno serial killer?
I guess so. Some 30-ish years ago. She said, I don't know many details on it. Maybe somebody else does. I'd love to have somebody fill in the blanks on that. But, yeah, I guess there was a Salerno serial killer about 30 years ago going through Stuart.
Dang.
Peggy had said there was a bar in downtown Stuart named the Ashley, and it was named after the Ashley bank robbing gang back in the 1920s. They were eventually caught in Sebastian. So there were bank robbing gangs in Stuart. And Lisa says, anybody remember Mahoney's? It was owned by an Irish man with a glorious mustache. They served oyster stew from steam pots on the bar and fresh poppy seed bread.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It was down a few doors from the Ashley.
Oyster stew? Ugh, give me more.
And listen to this. Megan said there was a place called the House of Refuge, and there was a man and his family who in Stuart here would walk the beach each night to rescue shipwreck survivors.
Dang.
Can you imagine if you're out there and people are just washing ashore? And that's what they do. They drag them out of the ocean to save their life. That was kind of their own little mission that they did every single night. Wow. Jody said, I once got stuck on the old Roosevelt Bridge because the bridge tender had a drinking problem and he fell asleep at the bridge in the up position.
Those are the best bridge tenders, right?
That is absolutely unbelievable. Jennifer said Martin Square Mall was the mainstay to shop. And Lori said, don't forget Geraldo broadcast live from downtown Stuart, anticipating Hurricane Jean. They'd just been hit with Francis 2 weeks earlier. Remember that in 2004?
I do. We were here for that.
Yeah, so that's another Stuart claim to fame. So some pretty cool stories. If you got something to add to it, 877-979-WRMF.
Do you need more KVJ Show? Find everything KVJ at kvjshow.com. More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Jbird out there grinding. World Record Wednesday is going on right now. We're trying to see if Jbird could push a car 1 mile in 1 hour. He's got 16 minutes left on the clock. Watching him on KVJ TV on YouTube. He's also on our Facebook Live right now. You can see him, and he's pretty much sweat through his shirt. He is, I believe, vomiting right now.
Oh, boy.
It sounds like vomit, I think.
Oh, that's
Probably.
not good.
Yeah. Denny's is gently patting his back. So I'm telling you, this is oh boy, yeah. It's a workout. He's probably going to lose 10 pounds from this.
You ain't kidding.
Okay. Well, we'll give him a little privacy there, Virginia.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Yeah, the question is he going to make it? It looks like, because he's got on a knit cap, and he got that long hair, and it looks like it's drenched in sweat.
I mean, it says he's close on the positioning that I have on him, because I put the tracker on his phone. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He looks like he's about 2 blocks away from here.
Okay. Well, yeah, he should be running. He's at least, would you say he's 3/4 of the way done?
Definitely.
Okay.
Past that.
Well, then I think he's going to make it because he's got 15 minutes. He's got the last quarter to go. But this is the struggle, though, because, yeah, he is, this is where you got to double down. He dedicated this whole mission to Chewy.
Does Virginia ever shut up?
Whatever you're saying, he's not liking it, Virginia. Does Virginia ever shut up?
You sound like my husband.
Okay, he's out there grinding it. Looks like we're going to have a celebration here in the next 15 minutes, so cool stuff. We're talking about the story of Stuart. Interesting stuff, finding out who his name for Homer Jack Stewart, who is a party dude in what was originally called Potsdam, Florida, but they changed the name. And some interesting things going on there. We're talking about the one woman who was basically married into, I think it had said Evinrude. Somebody had said, yeah, that actually was Everrude, is a big small boat company. They did luxury boats as well. And so that was the money that she had and became a philanthropist. That was interesting to know. And then, yeah, they're talking about the Salerno Strangler, like in the 60s or 70s. And I don't know if they're separate people, but they're talking about Gerard Schaefer. He was the one that is responsible for what happened at the DoubleTree in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, that's the guy?
Yeah, he was actually a deputy for Martin County during the time of his killing.
He's the Salerno killer?
That I don't know. I don't know if they're related, if that's what his nickname was. But this is back in the 60s or 70s. So when Jbird gets back in here, probably after the show or maybe right at the end of the show, we'll find out what that was. But, yeah, somebody said about 30-ish years ago that was going on here in Stuart. So interesting stuff. Learned a little bit about the town.
Yeah.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we have got some new chicken wars going on, Virginia. Everybody is battling. You know, Popeyes came out with that chicken in August of 2019.
The sandwich.
And it's game on. Everybody is throwing their hat in the ring. I'll let you know the big dog that just announced a new spicy chicken sandwich, what it's all about. World Record Wednesday, still going on. The challenge today, how hard is it to push a car any amount of distance? Just to kind of measure it, we gave Jbird the challenge to push his Jeep 3,000-pound Patriot. Could he make it 1 mile in 1 hour? The record is pushing a car 17 miles in a little over 6 hours. So he's doing 3 miles in 1 hour. This is about a third of that, but man, that guy must have been in phenomenal shape. Maybe it's Tim Tebow has that record. I don't know, because he loves pushing cars. Jbird has been out there. It sounded like he was vomiting a little bit ago. He's definitely sweat through, and I'm looking out right now, and he is sitting in the road right now. And cars are going around him. I don't know if we have an accomplished course or this is a guy just taking a little bit of a break. Let me see if he has the phone. Jbird or Denny's, can either one of you hear me right now?
Yes. Bird is recovering, but we hit 1 mile, and Bird was celebrating by laying in the road.
Oh, that is fantastic. That is good. Very nice. Very nice. Do you know how long ago it was he did that?
Hello?
How long ago how long have you been done, Jbird?
I've been done for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Okay. I would say it took you 50 minutes then to go 1 mile.
50?
50, yeah.
Okay.
So everybody said you were going to do it. You did accomplish it. You pushed a car 1 mile in less than an hour. So tell me how you feel and what it was like, the whole process. It sounded like you were vomiting last time we checked in with you.
Yeah, I unfortunately threw up twice.
Oh.
That was a really tough workout. But I did it for Chewy. Rest in peace, brother. I love you.
That was nice. We knew that you had the heart to do it, and you did it. That is fantastic. Will you be sleeping the rest of the day?
Oh, my gosh. I don't think I can. I don't know how tough I'm getting up. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Yeah, you might want to just take it easy. How is your back doing? Yeah.
How's your front?
My front's just as bad as my back.
Okay. All right, so nothing's going well right now.
Well, just rest. Take your time.
I got to get out of the road, guys. I'm stuck in the middle of the road.
Oh, yeah, that'd probably be that's step one.
I'll see you guys soon.
Okay. All right, we'll check in with Jbird. How about that?
He did it.
Yeah, he did it. That is really good. That's impressive. Good for him. You know, I got to tell you, you never feel worse or better than when you really stretch yourself physically, Virginia.
And when you finish that exercise goal, whatever it is, you're like, endorphins.
Sometime tomorrow or later on in this week, he will feel really good about himself. It's not going to be now.
And if anybody knows a good chiropractor.
Yeah, that's the big question. Yeah, is he going to wind up throwing his back out? Hopefully he just needs to take it easy. I believe he's about done with his moving into his house, though, right?
Yeah, that's all done. Mm-hmm. When I saw them on New Year's Day, they were finished.
Okay.
And they were successfully celebrating.
Wow.
That it was done.
I got to tell you, a big 2021 for him so far. A lot of stuff going on. There's some information that is coming in about Stuart, the Salerno Strangler. Somebody sent in a mug shot. Salerno Strangler pleads no contest to first-degree murder. It does not look like, and this was in 2015, it does not look like this, so it's separate. The guy who was the Deviltry guy
is different from the Salerno Strangler.
It's looking that way, yeah.
Oh my
I've seen a photo of him, yeah. So
the Strangler's mugshot is horrific.
Yeah, so Gerard Schaefer was a completely different guy. So we've had two notorious dudes.
Eugene McWaters, that's the Salerno Strangler, according to this story.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a strangler, doesn't he?
Imagine that's the face you see strangling you, and that's the last face you see.
Wow.
Horrifying.
Okay, so yeah, Stuart's got its stories. Crazy stuff. Okay, well, thank you very much for all that information. Appreciate all the texts that have come in. The chicken sandwich wars are just really kind of laughable and ridiculous because really none of them are that different, but they're all kind of doing the same thing. That's why it's kind of amusing. But I mean, remember how nutso people were going for the Popeyes chicken sandwich? August of 2019, it was the end of a hot summer. And people were climbing into drive-through windows, jumping over counters, flipping out when they couldn't get this sandwich.
People were getting stabbed and shot.
It was insane.
Trying to get the chicken sandwich.
And so everybody else wants to replicate that because apparently they don't care about their employees.
They love stabbings in the parking lot.
Right. That's how they mark success. Hey, we had 5 clerks stabbed this week. We're doing great.
Let's try for 6 next month.
Yeah. Now McDonald's is throwing their hat in the ring. They just announced yesterday that they have got 3 versions of a new chicken sandwich going to be coming out, and they're going right at the whole Popeyes thing.
Interesting, because they've been doing chicken sandwiches for a while.
Yeah, they're dialing them up differently now. Here's the 3 different versions and why they are different than what they've been doing in the past. They've got one, the crispy chicken sandwich, topped with pickles and served on a potato roll. Does that sound familiar?
It sounds real familiar.
Then they're doing the spicy chicken sandwich, which adds a spicy pepper sauce.
Okay.
And then they're doing the deluxe chicken sandwich, which comes with lettuce, tomatoes, and mayo, which sounds, I don't know, just a little bit souped up. The one that sounds the spicier, crispy with the pickles and on a potato roll, hello, that's going right at Popeyes. They say that it's going to be debuting about February 24th nationwide. You'll be able to get that. And apparently their investors are looking forward to this. Now, they did the spicy chicken nuggets. You might remember in the fall.
Yes, a lot of people were talking about them.
So apparently that was successful enough. They're going to do it now with the sandwich. So you got McDonald's now with one. Remember Wendy's, they rolled out a new version of their chicken sandwich in October. And then over the summer, KFC tested a new premium chicken sandwich called the KFC chicken sandwich.
And then you've got the Chick-fil-A's got one.
Yeah.
Bud's Chicken and Seafood's got a great one because they add cheese, Kevin.
They do.
I think cheese is the one element that a lot of those sandwiches are missing out on. Popeyes doesn't do cheese. Chick-fil-A doesn't do cheese. McDonald's, I don't know what they're going to do with the new ones, but Bud's puts cheese on it.
Do they do the pickles on theirs?
They do. They do it.
Okay.
Lettuce, mayonnaise, tomato. You can get everything on it.
Yeah, so there you go. There's another sandwich in the chicken game coming out February 24th. All right, Jbird catching his breath, dragging his butt up to the studio because he's got a thought for the day coming up. We'll hear what this is all about on the way.
You're listening to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
Got Bird back in the studio after his successful run at the world record. Now, can you imagine, just to give you perspective of what the guy who broke the world record did, he was going about twice as fast as you were, and he went for 16 more miles.
He's a real man.
Oh, my gosh. What you did is amazing. I've done workouts like what you did. Pushing a car for 50 minutes is one heck of a workout. I can't even fathom how good a shape that guy had to be in to do what he did, that pace, that long. That's unbelievable. You threw up a couple times. Your body's making weird noises. You look like hell.
I do. Believe me, I know. I looked like hell before I started that thing. This did not help.
You look like you've been donkey punched.
I still haven't got any cold, or I'm sorry, I haven't got any hot water in my place, so it's tough to shave with cold water.
Oh, yeah.
I like the donkey punch reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look like a donkey punch.
Yeah. One thing we were talking about the story of Stuart, Florida, and there is some serial killer stuff that was going on there. Do you know the story of the Salerno Strangler?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Eugene McWaters.
Horrifying looking cat.
First degree murder, yeah. 2015 is when the whole thing went down.
Is he the one, is he saying he didn't do it?
He's serving 3 life sentences, so I think it's pretty much established that he did it.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone else is saying he did it.
In 2006, he was convicted of the 2004 slayings of 3 women and in the Port Salerno area of southeast Martin County.
Horrifying.
Yeah, because we were confused because Schaefer's a totally different dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's dead.
What is it with South Florida and serial killers, man?
I think, too, like if Kevin all of a sudden became a serial killer, he wouldn't be Kevin Ralston. They would now name him Kevin Lee Ralston. They got to throw
it would be. I've got
a
hidden serial killer middle name.
Yeah, you do. We better be nice to you. This dude could come in here and snap.
Kevin Lee Ralston murdered 3 people.
Yeah.
Their name's Virginia, Jason, and Soups.
Soups. That's his Christian name.
It is. A Jewish kid with a Christian name. We got an After the Show podcast going to be coming up. You can actually watch it, stream it live on Facebook and YouTube, both there, but it's also always on demand. You got to check out the KVJ Show podcast on pretty much any podcast app that you use, but it's also at the 97.9 WRMF app. You can download that absolutely free. You can listen to us live. You can listen to our podcast on demand, including the After the Show podcast, which is separate there. So jump on that. Before we get to that, though, Jbird, if you would, wrap us up here on the regular show with your thought for the day.
We change the world not by what we say or do, but as a consequence of what we have become.
Who are you?
Is that even good? I can't even tell.
It's great, man.
It's awesome. Tell him it's awesome.
It's fantastic. Now go take a nap.
Look at you listening to the KVJ show on 97.9 WRMF. Lucky.